Anine, hi all. Thanks for joining me for another Indigenous hybrid author video. Are we excited for the new year? Huh, Benicio? Are you excited? He's excited. So today I thought I would share my writerly goals for 2021. These goals don't include any of my publishing goals or any of the goals that I have set for my publishing company. What I noticed when I was solidifying in my brain, like what my writing goals are for 2021, I became acutely aware that all of my projects, although they are different genre and like a different kind of like medium almost, they all have the same themes, which is interesting. So like wild foods and people in the environment, those are themes that are like in all of the projects that I'm working on for 2021. Yeah, so when you're done watching this video, I would love to hear what your writerly goals are for the new year, so please leave those below. Okay, so goal number 1, my first goal for 2021 is to finish the manuscript and recipes for my cookbook, which is titled The Good Berry: Harvesting and Cooking Wild Rice and Other Wild Foods. Okay, so this is a big goal for me. In early 2021, it will have been 2 years since I signed my contract with the Minnesota Historical Society Press to author this cookbook. What I need to finish within the first 2 to 3 months of 2021, I'm actually a little bit behind to finish this book. I need to finish recipes. I'm writing anecdotes and like short stories from like my own personal experiences with wild foods, but also other people's, like my dad's, my uncle's, like some elders and friends and things like that. I'm writing harvesting tips for wild foods, science of sidebars, information about wild plants, and I'm also doing all of the illustrations and almost all of the photography for this book. So this has been a huge project for me, and I am so excited to finish this book. 10 years ago, I think I made a goal, like a fantasy goal, that I would, like one day write a book about wild foods. Yeah, and it's finally coming to fruition. Like, it's just so cool. I just can't believe it. So, okay, my second writerly goal for 2021 is to finish the first draft of the rom-com I'm writing. And so the influences for this, first is dreams. So I was actually given the name of this book, and I dreamt about the characters and such. It was at least a year ago. And the name of the book that I was given was Modern Orphan and the Rematriation of Laughter, which is when I'm realizing it's not a romantic comedy, book title. Really, it doesn't sound like a romantic comedy, and I'm thinking that maybe it's just, that is the theme. Modern Orphan and the Rematriation of Laughter is a main theme in the book, besides the wild foods and people in the environment, themes. So, but we'll see. So it's also influenced by, cooking experiences I've had, mishaps at Indigenous food summits, which can be at times just horrifically hilarious, right? So, and there's never a dull moment in a kitchen. When you're working with cooks and stuff, there's madness, right? So lots of material to work with and hopefully make this a true romantic comedy. So my specific goal for this, goal number 2 for my rom-com, is to finish 80,000 words by June, because I'm part of this Native women's writing cohort here in Minnesota. Our cohort was a year long and we're wrapping up. I think it's in May. So I want to be done by June. And if I only get 60,000 words for my first draft and I need to beef it up a little bit, I'll also be happy with that. Okay, so my third writerly goal for 2021 is to finish Gidgee and the Island of Moon. So that is a middle grade book. It's the second book in the Intermediary series, which Gidgee and the Wolves was the first book that was published early in 2020, excuse me. So my goal is to finish Gidgee and the Island of Moon. I want to have at least the first draft written by the end of the year, which would be about 40,000 words. And I want to have a bulk of the illustrations done. So I did the illustrations for this book. My husband inked them for me, but I think I will probably do the next one myself if I have time. And writerly goal for 2021 is to create enough written and illustrated content to create about a 64-page comic book that I've been planning, and the theme of this is the same, like I said, wild foods and people in the environment. And this comic book is also influenced by dreams that I've had. It was about a year, maybe 2 years ago now, almost 2 years ago, where I had a dream about this little boy, a native kid who lives on the reservation with his sister, and they go on culinary adventures. And I was like given like this little like theme song for them too, right? And I'm not doing an animation, but I would like to create a comic book to honor that dream that I was given, the story of the boy. So again, like the influences are like my own experiences, like growing up on the res as a kid, and my influences with food, and just how food and family come together, and how it's important, and how like bonds are formed, and how kids actually have really kind of funny things that they think about food. Like they don't either like food because of some weird reason, either it just doesn't taste good or it looks like something else, or I don't know where I'm going with this. But so my goal for Kid Epicurious, okay, I just let the name slip. Okay, so it's Kid Epicurious, right? That's the name of the comic book. If I can get the material done by the end of the year, not thinking about publishing or anything like that, that would be great. I say, set big goals, because if you set big goals, then hopefully you will at least get enough done to where you can look back and, say like, I actually got a lot done. Like I might not have gotten everything done, but, having these big goals, like, trying to finish 4, writing projects, like it's not a lot, but it kind of is a lot for me. I don't write full time, but when I do write, like I can get a chunk of my work done. So in addition to writing, I also make jewelry, like I make birch bark and beaded jewelry. I do some illustrations, I do some freelance writing. And so it's really important to have, I think as a writer who doesn't write full time, but has like kind of like lofty writing goals, I would love to write full time as an author, but I'm not there yet. I set big goals and I do what I can. And I think that's what's important, right? We do what we can. Out of these projects, like, I don't know what I'm more excited about. Like, I think I'm excited pretty equally for all of them, because with the exception of Gidgee, with the second Gidgee, because I've already written one of the Gidgees, the other 3 books, they're like a new form for me, like a cookbook, a comic book, and a romantic comedy. So I'm like really excited by all of them. I know for sure that I need to get my cookbook done, and I am definitely going to get my romantic comedy done. And getting the next installation of Gidgee, I would say, is 3rd priority. And if I can finish Kid Epicurious, that would be fantastic. That would be an amazing year for me. Well, I hope you like this video. Please like this video and leave your questions and comments below. And, just let me know, what are your writerly goals for 2021? That I will say, Kikawabamen, Minawa, Nagach. I will see you again later. Miigwech.